Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto, Chapter 8, Text 20-21, entitled Lord Krishna Show the Universal Form. We read text 20, which is on the board. Kalena brajata pena Gokule lama Kesava Janubhyam saha palibhyam Linganano bija plato Kalena brajata pena Gokule lama Kesava Janubhyam saha palibhyam Niganano bija plato Mataji? Karena of time, Rajata, passing, Arupena, a very small duration, Gokule, in Gokula, Brajadam, Lama Kesava, both Balaram and Krishna, Janubhyam, the strength of their needs. Sahanibhyam, resting on their hand. Lingamana, crawling. Vijaflatu, enjoy childhood play. Translation. After a short time passed, both brothers, Ram and Krishna, began to crawl on the ground of Braja with the strength of their hand and knees, and thus enjoy their childhood play. Please repeat after me. After a short time passed, both brothers, Rama and Krishna, began to crawl on the ground of Braja with the strength of their hand and knees, and thus enjoy their childhood play. This is 21. I forgot to, actually I'm supposed to do that. This is 20 on the board, yeah? This is, it said 20, but actually this is 21. So now I will read 20. 20th translation, Sri Sukadeva Goswami continued. After Garga Muni, having instructed Nanda Maharaj about Krishna, departed for his own home, Nanda Maharaj was very pleased and considered himself full of all good fortune. Purport. Krishna is a super soul and Nanda Maharaj is an individual soul. By the instruction of Garga Muni, both of them were blessed. Nanda Maharaj was thinking of Krishna's safety from the hand of demons like Putana and Sakatasura, and because he possessed such a son, he thought of himself as most fortunate. And then text 21. After a short time passed, both brothers, Ram and Krishna, began to crawl on the ground of Braja with the strength of their hands and knees, and thus enjoy their childhood play. And then now the purport for 21. One Brahmana devotee said, Strutini apale, strutini itale, balatan anye bhajantu bhabavitam, ahani hanandam bande yasalinde parambamam. Let others, fearing material existence, worship the Vedas, Vedic supplement of Puranas and Mahabharata, but I shall worship Nanda Maharaj, in whose courtyard the Supreme Brahma is calling. For a highly elevated, exalted devotee, Kaivalya, merging into the existence of the Supreme, appear no better than hell, Narakayate. But here one can simply think of the crowning of Krishna and Balaram in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj, and always merge in transcendental happiness. As long as one is absorbed in thought of Krishna Lila, especially Krishna's childhood pastime, as Parikshit Maharaj desired to be, one is always merged in actual Kaivalya. Therefore, Vyasadeva compiled Srimad Bhagavatam, Loka Sanjanato Vidpam Chakre Satpam Samakhitam, Srimad Bhagavatam 176. Vyasadeva compiled Srimad Bhagavatam under the instruction of Narada, so that anyone can take advantage of this literature, think of Krishna's pastime, and always be liberated. Srutini apale smritim itale balatang aye bhajantu bhabavitam ahani hananda vande yasalindam parambamam. Om Gyanatimandasya Gyana Sarakaya Chakshum Militanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So, Yadu dynasty's priest Garga Muni came to Vrindavan when Krishna was about 100 days old. And he gave different instructions to Nanda, and he was very happy. And then after some time, Krishna and Balaram started crawling in the courtyard. So we will go through the purport. Then after we will discuss different pastimes which took place in Nanda Maharaj's house. So in this text, in the purport, Prabhupada recite one verse from, this is Padavali. Stenya pale smriti nitale. Let others fearing in material existence. Let's worship Vedas, Smritis, Puranas, Mahabharata, but I should worship Nanda Maharaj, in whose courtyard the Supreme Brahma is calling. So, because he repeats same shloka twice in this purport, it must be very important text. So we will go line by one. We will analyze. The first line, let others fearing material existence. Prabhupada used about the word Kaivalya. Kaivalya usually means merging into the Brahma effulgent. Kaivalya literally meaning ultimate goal, attaining ultimate goal. For impersonalist, ultimate goal is merging into the Brahma Jyoti. But for a devotee, Kaivalya is merging in the thought of Krishna. For devotees, feeling the material existence can be diminished by the process of pure devotional service. First symptom of pure devotional service is Kleshagni, which is complete mitigation of material miseries. That is attained in sadhana stage. Because they already liberated from all material suffering, they don't have to be merged into the Brahma Jyoti to become free from miseries. That is sadhana, and when they become Bhava stage, they attain the stage of Moksha Lagna Krita, which is a stage where they consider the liberation is insignificant. And when they attain the Prema stage, they attain the stage of Krishna Kaushani, and another was Sundarananda Visheshatma. That means condensed bliss. Because their prema is so strong, their love for Krishna is so strong, they don't even recognize the existence of Brahma effulgent. So in any stage, sadhana, bhava, prema, for the devotees, Kaivalya merging into the existence of Brahma Jyoti is same as hell, or worse than hell, because there is no devotional service. And they consider Kaivalya ultimate goal is merging in a transcendental happiness in the pastime of Krishna. That is the first line. Then second line, he said, let others worship Vedas. The Vedas' purpose is for Krishna, know about Krishna. Sarva sachaham huridisani visto mattan smritin jnana apohanancha vedasya sarvana eva vedo vedanta kuri vedo vedo eva chaham. From me comes remembrance, knowledge and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas I mean to be known, I am the knower of the Vedas, I am compiled of the Vedas. So if someone wants to know the Vedas, know Krishna, then he knows the Vedas. And if know Krishna, that is the perfection. So let others worship Vedas, but I will worship Nanda Maharaj in whose courtyard Krishna and Balaram place. So the next point is worshipping Nanda Maharaj. Why worshipping Nanda Maharaj? Why not worshipping Krishna? Rupa Goswami described the definition of pure devotional service. If Bhakti Shastri student there, you can recite together. Anya vilasita sunyam yana karma nyanamritam anugrena krishnanu shilanam bhakti uttamam. The translation I have here is from Banu Maharaj. The highest bhakti is defined as a continuous service or emotion directed toward Krishna, his expansion from all others related to him, with a pleasing attitude toward Krishna. It should be devoid of desire other than desire to please the Lord, and obstructed by impersonal jnana and materialistic ritual of karma or other unfavorable act. In this verse, Krishna Shilanam, the object of pure devotional service is Krishna. But Jiva Goswami commented on this verse, Krishna's Shilanam, this Krishna, including Krishna himself and Krishna's expansion, like Narayan, and also Krishna's pure devotee, especially Guru or personal associate of Krishna in Vrindavan, like Nanda Maharaj. So when this text said, I will worship Nanda Maharaj, it's completely appropriate to say that, and it's in the category of pure devotional service. And also, only by the mercy of pure devotee we can attain Krishna. So this text is completely appropriate. Then next line of purport of today's text. Prabhupada said, by observing the sort of remembrance of Krishna's pastime, we can attain transcendental happiness. And we can do that by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Especially, Parikshna Maharaj said the childhood pastime of Krishna is most attractive. So then Prabhupada quoted the verse, Lokashayatu Vidpan Chakre Satpan Samukita Srimad Bhagavatam 176. Certainly this is in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto. The story behind this, Prabhupada described a little bit very briefly. Narada Muni instructed Vyasadeva when Vyasadeva was very dissatisfied. Vyasadeva compiled Vedas, Mahabharatas, Puranas, but he was not satisfied. So Narada Muni came and he asked, why you are not satisfied? Is that you have described about different methods to gratify the senses, but general people already has tendency for sense gratification. So you have encouraged the general people in the name of Veda. If you do this, you get satisfied with this. If you do this, you will achieve this. In the name of Veda, he has encouraged the general people in sense gratification. Besides, he did not sufficiently glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why Vyasadeva was dissatisfied. So after Narada Muni instructed in the science of bhakti, Vyasadeva sat down and meditated in the process of linking to the Supreme, called Bhakti Yoga. And when he sat and meditated, he saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead along with external energy. And he also saw the living entities who were suffering by identifying themselves with material nature. So out of compassion for them, and also to glorify the Supreme Lord, he compiled Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the sole purpose of glorifying the Supreme Lord. Then he said this shloka, which is in a purport. Anartopasanam saksam bhakti yogam adokshajan lokan sanjanatam vidpan chakra satpan samukitam. The material misery of the living entity, which is superflow to him, can be directly mitigated by the linking process of devotional service, but mass of people do not know this, and therefore the learned Vyasadeva compiled this Vedic literature, which is in relation to the Supreme Truth. And then a few texts after, there was a few texts after, Sudeva Goswami speaking, he decided after this sequence of conversation, Vyasadeva, Narada Muni, and Vyasadeva saw the Supreme Lord with external energy and the living entity. And then after that, he glorified the description of Srimad Bhagavatam, and then he recited very famous shloka. Any Bhakti Vaibhava student? Atmala macha munayo Nirugrantan api ulukrame Kurubante ahaitu kim bhakti ita bhuta guno hari. Sutta Goswami said, all different variety of Atmalamas, those who take pleasure in the atmosphere soul, even Atmalamas, they are fully satisfied in the self, but they take pleasure in hearing the about Supreme Lord, because Krishna is so attractive, he can attract even the Atmalama who are fully satisfied. So the first time is Krishna is so attractive, even for the self-realized soul. So Prabhupada recommended by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, the pastime of Krishna, we can be in a transcendent place. That's the part one of today's class. Now we will go to discuss different pastime which took place in Nanda Maharaj's house. Any pastime you can think of which took place in Nanda Maharaj's house? Yes.
When Krishna and Balaram would cut the tails of the cow.
Yes.
Of the cows, it would be round
Yes.
and dust, and
Yes.
the people would laugh and look at that.
Yes. Any others?
Lord Shiva came for darshan of Krishna.
Yes. Damodara Lila. Any others? Jamastami. Damodara.
And the twin
Twin trees. more. Putana. And Shakatasura. And one more demon. Trinabharata.
When you speak with the astrologer, when you speak with the astrologer of Krishna, when you spoke about Krishna with the astrologer,
When Gagamuni came to read the
Oh, the Gargamuni astrology. And then also fruit vendor. Fruit vendor came to sell the fruits, and Krishna came with grain. And so many pastimes there. So we will do one by one and elaborate more on the Gargamunis and then Krishna moving around. So the first was Janmashtami. Krishna was born Yashoda's Nanda, and they were very happy. They celebrate. And then when he was 3 months, Putana came. And then after, sometimes it's said to, when Yashoda was celebrating some kind of festival, she put Krishna under the cart, then Shakatasura, then after Trinabharata. Sometimes it's said it was second Janmashtami, but the different scriptures say different thing. So after the Trinabharata, when Krishna was 100 days old, Gargamuni came. He was a priest of Yadu dynasty. So Nanda Maharaj was already thinking to do name-giving ceremony. At the same time, Vasudev was also thinking to send Gargamuni to Vrindavan. So he said so many things. Nice thing and not kind of a questionable thing. Usually when the parents hear the astrological chart of the child, they only think about good thing and think, wow, my children is so good. And something questionable, it will be okay, like that. So Nanda Maharaj had very nice thing and he was very happy as a parent. And then also Gargamuni said something like, this child will be the source of pleasure for the cowhead community. He had protected in the past thief, rogues, and demons from the hand of demons, so he will protect the citizen. That's kind of a statement. Nanda Maharaj was especially happy because he's a king, and the son of king means next king. So has to have a qualification to become next king to protect the citizen, the source of happiness for the Braja Bhumi. So he was very happy about that. And then lastly, he was especially happy that Gargamuni said, your son is Narayana Sama. Sama means same or equal. Your son is same as Narayan or equal to Narayan, as good as Narayan. But Vedas said there was nobody who is on the equal setting of Narayan. There is nobody. Krishna, Narayan is always top. Nobody can be same as Narayan. But Gargamuni said, your son is as good as Narayan. That means he is Narayan himself. And also, he is the source of Narayan. So he is actually better than Narayan. That is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, full manifestation of Godhead. Ete chansan karampunsan Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayan. Indriyani bakulan loken pradayante yuge yuge. There is so many expansion, incarnation, expansion, but Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan, original personality of Godhead. He is the enemy of the demon, and the demon is the enemy of Indra, and he comes age by after age. So he was especially happy about that because Gargamuni said, because you are worshipping Narayan, so the Lord benedicted you with the son who is Narayana Sama. So it said that Nanda Maharaj was worshipping Lakshmi Narayan Shila, Sharigram Shila. That Sharigram Shila Nanda Maharaj was worshipping was Lakshmi Narayan. And also, when he could not get a child for many years, he was getting old. everyone was worried. Maybe our king will not have a son, so there will be no king after Nanda Maharaj. So they suggested to perform yajna to have a child. And then Yashoda said, well, we did that already. That didn't work. Because the son I want is not ordinary child which can be obtained by materialistic yajna. I want the son who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So if we don't get by yajna, I don't want such a yajna. I want only the Lord himself. So Nanda Maharaj suggested, maybe we can do Dwadasi Brata. I don't know exactly how it is, but they perform Dwadasi Brata for 1 year and worship the Supreme Lord. And by that, they receive Krishna. That's what's mentioned in Gopala Champu. And then also in a previous life, Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda was Drona and Dala. And then Lord Brahma instructed them to increase the population. They said, we will go to the earth because the Supreme Personality of Godhead is going to appear. We want to prepare as a parent so he can come as our child and then deliver the conditions so in the material world. So it was all these 3 reasons and many other reasons. Nanda Maharaj was worshipping the Lord and Krishna appeared as his son. Then I said to Gargamuni said something mysterious, which Nanda Maharaj didn't even take so much interest in, means he didn't mind so much, which is he suggested Krishna may be the son of Vasudeva. He gave the name Vasudeva to Krishna, indicate that Krishna was Vasudeva's son previously. Therefore, he is called Vasudeva. So Nanda Maharaj must have thought, okay, that's very nice. Must be in previous life, Krishna was Vasudeva's son, and now my son. It's very nice. He didn't think in this life Krishna was born to Vasudeva and Devaki, and now he was carried to me, and then I'm now fourth. He didn't think like that. Nanda Maharaj is very simple-minded. And then also, Garga Muni said that I'm the priest of Yadu dynasty, so if I perform some skala to your child, Kamsa will think, maybe this is Vasudeva's son, so I'm going to kill him. So Nanda Maharaj thought, okay, if that's the trouble, then we will do in a cow shell, because it was morning. Garga Muni arrived in the morning. All the cows were taken for the forest. The Goshala was empty, so there was nobody except the calf. So he said, we will do it here. Even my people, my own people, they will not know. We will do it secretly. But if you think about how Nanda Maharaj was a part of Yadu dynasty, he could place that point that, no, I'm also the part of Yadu dynasty. You can do the samskara. What is the problem? But Nanda Maharaj is so simple, no? Garga Muni said, actually I'm priest of Kshatriya and you're Vaishya, so it's better you have a Brahmana who does samskara for Brahmana and do it. Otherwise, Kamsa will suspect. And then Nanda Maharaj, okay, that's true. I will do that after, publicly, with another Brahmana. But for now, because you are here and then you are so great, I want you to do samskara in secret. So Nanda Maharaj was so eager, and also it was Vasudeva's desire, Garga Muni agreed to do the samskara. And he gave the name to Balaram, Ram, because he gave the transcendental happiness to the inhabitant of Vrindavan. He gave the name Bala because he has extreme strength, bodily strength, and Sankarsana. Because Sankarsana means unite, attract. He united the family of Vasudeva and Nanda Maharaj. Also previously it was described Sankarsana means he was forcibly attracted from Devaki's to Rohini. So Nanda Maharaj could think, or maybe Rohini's son, Balaram, maybe Devaki's son. Gargamuni didn't say that, but then it was kind of indicated, but Nanda Maharaj again, he's simple-hearted, he didn't think so much. And he gave the name Krishna. Krishna means all attractive, and then also Krishna means who deliver one from the material existence. And also he suggested, because Krishna has different pastime, he has a different name according to his pastime, like Giridhari. And he also can have the name of Narayan, because he is as good as Narayan. When Yogamaya appeared in Kamsa's prison, she said the 8th son who will kill you had already taken birth somewhere else. And also she mentioned that the priest of Yadu dynasty will perform some skala to Vasudeva's child who is going to kill you. So that was another reason that this child could be Vasudeva's son. And also according to horoscope, Devaki will not have female child. So there is a different thing there behind. And now we will discuss a little bit about Nanda Maharaj's dynasty. For your text before, it was described Nanda Maharaj was in Yadu dynasty. So we'll explain a little bit about Nanda Maharaj's grandfather's name is Devamida. He was very highly qualified Kshatriya, and he was respected in whole Yadu dynasty. And he has two families. One is Kshatriya family, one is Vaishya family. And from Kshatriya wife, Devamida has a son called Sula. And Sula's son is Vasudev. And Devamida has Vaishya wife, and from Vaishya wife, he has a son called Prajanna. And his son is Nanda Maharaj, along with others, Upananda, Nandanandana, and so on. So Nanda Maharaj is known as Vaishya, but actually Nanda Maharaj's mother's mother was not actually pure Vaishya, but her father was Brahmana and mother was Vaishya. And then she was born. And then her father was also Brahmana, and then mother was Vaishya. So if simple calculation, 75% of Brahmana and 25% of Vaishya. So Brahmana is higher than Kshatriya. So because of that, they are very respected among the Yadu dynasty. But according to Manu Samhita, because of mixture of Vaishya, Prajanya's sons took up the occupation of Vaishya. And then he was very resourceful, he was very capable protecting citizens. So Yadu dynasties, they are very pleased with him. So they gave the whole land of Vrindavan to him to rule. So that was history behind. And then a question comes, Nanda Maharaj was not first son. Then how come he became king? Parajanya, Nanda Maharaj's father, he was very detached, devoted person. So he wanted to renounce the world and go to the Vrindavan and worship Govinda. So he wanted to hand over the responsibility of ruling the country to the first son, Upananda. He was the best son and he was the eldest son. So Upananda received that, he took it as order. He said, okay, thank you very much. In assembly, that's what's happening in assembly of Vasudev and Gargamuni of all Yadu dynasty was there. Upananda received that position. But after receiving, he said, I want to give this throne to my younger brother, Nanda, because he is very affectionate to the citizen, and that is very important quality. And I will be his advisor. Upananda means Nanda Maharaj, Upa means up. So I will not be a king. Nanda will be king, and I will be his advisor. And Nanda Maharaj was a little bit surprised, but he took it as order. Upananda was thinking, I will give advice. But Nanda Maharaj was taking that advice as order. So he took Upananda's advice as order, and he ruled the country of Braja. Then we'll go through different pastime. Everyone said that after name giving ceremony, Nanda Maharaj thought there was Trunabharata. Krishna was taken to the sky. There was the Shakatashula. Very dangerous. That happened because Balaram was not with Krishna. We have to keep Balaram and Krishna together. So Nanda Maharaj instructed Krishna and Balaram have to be always together. And some other elderly person suggested, yes, and they have to be always inside the house. Don't let them go outside, it's very dangerous. So Krishna Balaram was kept inside the house, and they were given so many toys to play with. And different children nearby and their mother also came to watch. So they are inside the house, very safe. The mothers who have small children knows small children like something very shining and sharp. Any mother has experience with children? They like something sharp, something shining, so they become very attracted to horn of the cow, hang of a snake, tip of the knife, and they want to touch them. Even though they're kept inside the house safe, but they have all this. And then mother said, don't go there, there's a ferocious animal. And children, if they said, don't go there, oh, I want to go there and see what's there. So Krishna Balaram wanted to go there. After name giving ceremony, everyone started to call Krishna Balaram by name. So in the beginning, when someone said Krishna, and Balaram would say, oh, I'm being called, because they're always together. They don't know which was which. So Balaram, then Krishna respond. So they are not sure who is who, so they used to respond in different name. And finally, when they got the name, and they can say the name, Balaram will call Krishna, Krishna, and Krishna will call Balaram, elder brother. I think Vrindavan, the elder you don't call by name. Any Indian, Daoji Kanaya, Daoji Kanaya. Yes. So that's the cultures. So Krishna called Daoji. Yeah. So when we chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, we are advised to say very clearly, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So that they don't get confused. I'm being called, or your brother? No, she's calling you. No, we want to call Krishna, Balaram, along with their internal potency. Then when they can walk a little bit with hand and the knees, they start walking around in the courtyard. That's where the birds, they're very attractive. Before, they can't move, so they don't do much. Of course, it's good. When my son was born, just maybe 10 days or so, I was thinking he's so cute, and he moved a finger, and a little thing gets so fascinated. And then after 10 days or something, he was crying, and then I'm okay crying. I didn't go to temple yet. Then Pankajam Prabhu came. For you other Mataji were there, and think Bansi, Priya Mataji, and then Shirochana Mataji. For you Mataji, I mean, quite few Mataji were there, and my family was also there, and Pankajam Prabhu said, he was looking. He doesn't do anything, it's so boring. And then after some time, my son, he moved like this, and everything is so cute. And Pankajam Prabhu said, that's it? That's all he does? That's how the man thinks. The mother's little things, he's so fascinated. And so Krishna Balaram was like that in the beginning, but now they can move with knees and hand. So it becomes so happy and active, but for the mother, it's a hard time because they are not in one place, they're going everywhere. Latika Bhakti is here. When my friend's daughter, Naika, when she was about 2 years, when she can move, we are sitting for the feast, and then they're serving the prasadam. Then Guru Maharaj saw that little daughter, 2 years, maybe 1, she was going here and there, and the mother cannot sit for the feast. And the Guru Maharaj said, maybe you should tie the rope so that she can go here and there. So that for the mother, this is a really fascinating time, but at the same time, very intense time. Because they don't know what is dangerous, what is not dangerous. Same time, they want to go everywhere. So that is the time. And they want to imitate adult. So Krishna Balaram thought, I also want to be like that, I want to be like this. In the morning, all the cows are taken to the forest, and then after that, only the calf were left with ladies. And then Krishna Balaram was there, being taken care of by the mothers. And then they imitate the cowherd boys, cowherd men, and there was no cow, so they took big goat as a cow, small goat as a baby, and they started milk, pretending they are milking the cow. And when they grew a little more, they took calf as a cow, and then they want to imitate the cowherd boy taking the cow to the forest. So let them go free the calf. And of course the calf, they're happy going here and there, they escape from the shelf. So they thought, we have to protect the cow, and running after calf, and that's the time Mataji mentioned, catch the tail, you said that, catch the tail of the calf, and the calf was frightened, and they dragged the children all over the Braja. That's it. Then Damodara Lila took place. Because Krishna Balaram wanted to go outside, but they cannot go. So Yashoda tied Krishna, and then Krishna dragged the motor, and the Arjuna tree fell down. It's very dangerous. And then Krishna was running away from Yashoda, and then Krishna climbed up on a tree, and Yashoda said, hey Krishna, you're a monkey? And then Krishna said, if I'm monkey, your father is also monkey. And then Krishna said, and if I'm monkey, I'm going to the forest and live there. Then Yashoda got so frightened. This boy is so restless, I have to tie him up, otherwise he will escape and go to the forest. And she tied up, and then after Arjuna tree fell down because Krishna took pull, and then it almost fell on Krishna. So everyone said, who did this terrible thing to Krishna? Oh, it's Yashoda who died. And then Nanda Maharaj heard. Yashoda got so sad because I tied Krishna, such a dangerous thing happened. She went to the house, locked the room, fasting. And then Nanda Maharaj said to Krishna, will you go to mother? Krishna said, no, I'm not going to mama. She tied me and she wanted to beat me. I will not go to mama. And then Nanda Maharaj said, "Oh, you will not go to your mother? If you want, I can beat her." And he put the hand up. "If you don't go to your mother, she will be fasting, and I don't know what will happen to her." Then Krishna got so frightened, immediately jumped off and went to Yashoda and hugged Yashoda's neck. Then after, seems very happy end, everyone forgot about that. But Balaram, after some days, reminded Krishna, "Hey Krishna, do you remember you want to go to the forest?" So it's kind of everything is forgotten and everything peaceful in Krishna. Balaram said, "Do you remember you want to go to the forest and live like a monkey? Let's go." So by then they become grown up and become clever enough to speak lie and cheat adult. So Yashoda has different nuns who take care of the children, Krishna Balaram. So Krishna Balaram spoke sweet lie and very good trick, and they escape. And then they run away, and nurse look everywhere, cannot find, and finally Yashoda and Rohini have to go there and bring back again and again. That's happened. Then after some time, of course, Upananda and elders, they had a meeting. They decided this place is not safe anymore. So they leave Mahaban and they went to Vrindavan. So those are the first time which happened in Nanda Maharaj's courtyard. So by remembering all this first time, we may not be there physically, but because Krishna's pastime and Krishna is non-different, we can also be in consciousness in Krishna's presence. Lastly, I would like to discuss a little bit about Prabhupada's mood and mission. Srila Prabhupada is a real Acharya, then who showed by his own example. He demonstrated how we should always think of Krishna throughout life and be fully absorbed in the thought of Krishna, and we must go back home, back to Godhead. He quoted this today. Today in the purpose, Prabhupada quoted one verse that other people may worship Vedas to escape from material existence, but I worship Nanda Maharaj, whose courtyard Krishna Balaram crawl around. This verse, Prabhupada recited twice in this purpose. Also, he quoted in the commentary of Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, chapter 13, text 63. Lord Brahma stealing the cow and the calf. That's the chapter Prabhupada translated the last, just before he departed. So Prabhupada, he didn't have to translate Srimad Bhagavatam till the last place of his life, but he did. And when he translated, he was fully absorbed in thought of Krishna. The text was Brahma speaking, rising and falling again and again, the lotus feet of Lord Krishna for a long time. Lord Brahma remembered over and over the Lord's greatness he had just seen. Then rise very carefully and wiping his two eyes, Lord Brahma looked at Mukunda. Lord Brahma, his head bent low, his mind concentrated, and his body trembling, very humbly began, with flattening bow, to offer praise to Lord Krishna. That is the verse Prabhupada was translating. The last verse before he departed to original Goloka Vrindavan. So he was totally in absorption in Krishna's thought. This reminded me of his mood of longing for Krishna, want to be with Krishna. And he also said during a parikram with Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in Vrindavan, he was always expecting at any time Krishna may come from behind the tree. Anytime Krishna will come in Vrindavan, he was thinking like that during a parikram. And then I'm going to lead and close the class by leading Srila Prabhupada's prayer in Jaladuta. Friday, September 10, 1965, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, Srila Prabhupada, on the steamer bound to America, wrote in his diary. So I'm going to read to show the mood of Srila Prabhupada longing for Krishna, which he demonstrated as a charioteer, so that we can follow. At the same time, it reveals his innermost feeling. I feel today better. I'm feeling separation of Sri Vrindavan and my Lord Sri Govinda, Gopinath, Radha Damodara. My only solace is Sri Chaitanya Chaitamrita, in which I am tasting the nectar of Lord Chaitanya Lila. I have left Bharata Bhumi just to execute the order of Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati in pursuance of Lord Chaitanya's order. I have no glorification, but I have taken up the risk just to carry out the order of His divine grace. I depend fully on their mercy so far away from Vrindavan. Then 3 days later, he wrote the prayers. And lastly, I will read. O Lord Krishna, you are my eternal companion. Forgetting you, I have suffered the kick of Maya, birth after birth. If today the chance to meet you occur again, then I will surely be able to rejoin you. O dear friend, in your company, I will experience great joy once again. In the early morning, I will wander about the cowhead pasture and field, learning and flocking in the many forests of Braja. I will roll on the ground in spiritual ecstasy. Oh, when will that day be mine? Today, that remembrance of you came to me in a very nice way. Because I have a great longing, I call to you. I am your eternal servant, and therefore I desire your association so much. O Lord Krishna, except for you, there is no other means of success. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Krishna Balaram ki jai, Nanda Maharaj ki jai, Samvekta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Is there any question or comment? Yes.
In the purport to this 20th verse, it was mentioned that Krishna is here super soul and Nanda Maharaj is soul, represents it. So did Nanda Maharaj and Vrajavasis, when they appeared, or any times the associates of Lord when they appear, do they appear in their own spiritual bodies, or again they accept the material bodies and then they perform leelas over here?
Their body is spiritual, but then I heard when they come to the material world, they have original body, a spiritual body, but the demigod body merge into them. Like Dala and Drona, they are demigod. Nanda Maharaj, they are in Golka Vrindavan in spiritual body, but Dala and Drona are in demigod's body. Demigod's body is a material body, so they merge into that. Is that okay? Yeah.
We We see in the Chaitanya Leela pastime also we see many devotees leaving their bodies. So hence I just asked it.
Okay, so the question is, when the eternal associate with the Lord appear in the material world, they have material body or spiritual body. So we see them as material in philosophically, in the sense that iron in the fire is same as fire. That philosophical understanding. If the pure devotee is engaged in pure devotional service, their body is supposed not be seen as material because they are engaged in a spiritual activity. That is one. And then another one is when the devotee comes, eternal associate comes to the material world, they act as a conditioned soul. So they are thinking they are conditioned soul, even though they are eternal associate. So actually, they are not thinking, I'm pure devotee, but I'm going to act as a conditioned soul. They are not thinking like that. But actually, they are really thinking they are conditioned soul. So they act like that. And then also, spiritual master's body, they become sick, they become old. Seems in the material eyes, seems like they have material body, but it's offense to see the body of spiritual master as a material. So in the same way, we see the spiritual bodies of eternal associate, we should not see as a material. But then in different situations, we can have different vision how we can figure out something like that. Yeah. So we have 2 more minutes, but it's always nice to finish early, so we will finish. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.